Shalom, shalom, shalom. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ruach HaKodesh, Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly called God, Yahushai being his only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, in the name of the Holy Spirit, Ruach HaKodesh. Greetings to the sincere brothers and sisters, and peace and mercy to the house of David and the elect. Shalom to the men doing the work, and peace and safety to the true believers, the men, women, and children. Today we about to get in a look in. The topic is Babylon is falling, because we got to understand that we coming into some end times. The end of Esau's reign, the end of our captivity. We're coming in times where you're going to see mass closures of stores. You're going to see many companies go bankrupt, filing for bankruptcy. You're going to see the crash of the U.S. dollar. You're going to see countries begin to go against their governments. We're coming into some very scary times. In my neighborhood, it's mass closures. We got Family Video, Macy's, JCPenney's. We got different stores that's just closing down. So today I just want to get into Babylon is falling. This place called Babylon, which is America, the whore, is going down. It's breaking down, So I'm gonna get a couple of articles, and we just gonna dive right into the scriptures. So let's get right into it. So we're gonna dive into a couple of news articles. Salakia. So it says 10,000 stores are expected to close in 2021 as pandemic continues to pummel retailers. It says, this was January 28th. Foresight Research predicts as many as 10,000 stores could close in the U.S. this year, which would set a new record. As of January 22nd, Foresight said retailers in the U.S. have already announced 16,078,000 closures. Salaki. 1,678,000 closures, which include ones by Bed Bath & Beyond, Macy's, and JCPenney. In 2020, Foresight attacked 8,741 closures, along with 3,304 openings. So it's going down, man. It's definitely going down. One retail research and advisory group predicts as many as 10,000 stores could be closed in the United States this year, which would set a new record. As the morbid pandemic continues to take a toll on the industry, and companies rethink how many locations they can sustain. 10,000 closures will represent a 14% uptick from 2020 levels. Foresight also forecasts that retailers would announce 4,000 store openings in 2021, driven by growth from grocery discounters and dollar store chains. Last year, in the thick of a pandemic, Foresight predicted in June that there will be as many as 25,000 closures announced by retailers in 2020, but it ended up tracking just at 8,741, along with 3,304 openings. That was a deceleration from the 9,832 closures it tracked in 2019, the highest number of Foresight has seen as long as it has been following retail closings and openings. So it's a lot. I want to get right into it to where you can see they be killing me when they act like they don't want to go to. Let's go to YouTube then. So let's get right into it. Store closures.
With Fundrise, the same kind of
Jerry Storch. He's Storch Advisors CEO, former Toys R Us CEO, former Hudson's Bay CEO, former Target Vice Chairman. There's nothing about real retail that you don't know, Jerry. So let's start with this. When you look at what we're seeing across the earnings today, Home Depot was up, Kohl's didn't do so well, but then Walmart did really well. What are the retailers who are making it through the pandemic and even before perhaps doing right, whereas say a Kohl's might not be doing right?
Right, and all these results were totally predictable. And we could have written it down, sealed the book last night, and you would have seen it this morning. Why? The retailers that are winning are those that were winning already. Plus, there's this pandemic influence that also slants the deck a little bit. So mostly what it's doing is just accelerate what was going to happen anyway. So of course, Amazon's winning big. They didn't report today, but they had a huge quarter. They reported their little different timing. They reported before. It was fantastic numbers. They continue to do great. They're going to continue to hit the cover off the ball. Walmart did great. Walmart is in the right place at the right time. They're the leading grocer in the country.
So lucky. So these devils, they gonna make me actually put in some work to look for the article I just put up. It's crazy.
Bankruptcies, liquidations, and store closings are fast spreading throughout the retail sector, creating an apocalyptic scenario in which previously celebrated iconic brands are now witnessing the inevitable collapse of their businesses as they shut down their activities for good. A new study is signaling that the catastrophic retail crisis has reached records in the first half of 2020, and the global health crisis might be playing a critical part in reshaping the entire sector, pushing it to a shift into the online shopping market. That is to say, millions of jobs in retail stores that were lost due to lockdown restrictions are permanently gone. It's on that note that we have brought to you today the highlights of this study, examining the impacts of the generalized retail meltdown and also listing some of the most popular stores that unfortunately we will have to say goodbye to. Stay with us, give this video a thumbs up, share with your friends and family, and subscribe to our channel to keep updated with future videos. The professional services firm BDO USA LLP has recently released a study pointing out that American retailers have permanently closed a record number of stores this year as the sanitary outbreak has deeply affected the functioning of the industry. According to the report, mandatory store closures enacted by the government, social distancing rules, supply chain issues, and the upsurge in e-commerce sales have all contributed to intensify the existing pain points felt by brick-and-mortar retailers, speeding up the pace of bankruptcies going into the second half of the year. Since the sanitary crisis...
So it's going down. You know what I'm saying? This place is falling, you know? This place is falling, you know? This place is barely getting by.
Hi, file a simple return for free. Now with
This place is falling.
There are ABC stores on practically every corner, but even Hawaii's long-standing businesses are having a tough time due to this pandemic. As you're about to hear, it's forcing the CEO of ABC Stores to make some difficult decisions. Paul Kosasa was born into a family of entrepreneurs. His grandfather opened M. Kosasa Grocery Store in Kaimuki around 1917.
My uncle and my father were born on the second floor of that store. My father born in 1919. And so that's the beginning of the retail business.
Kosasa's father went to McKinley High School and got a degree in pharmacy from UC Berkeley. He eventually became the manager and pharmacist of his father's store.
So in 1949, they established the Kaimuki pharmacy store.
But it was a trip to Miami that sparked the idea of the ABC stores.
As they were walking along Miami, they envisioned Waikiki being like Miami.
So ABC store it's like a convenience store that's in Hawaii that they use for the most part, you know. But it's just closing. Everything is closing, you know. The economy is crashing. It's kind of scary, but at the same time, it's, you know, it is what it is. You know, this was 7 months ago. It's over. Say goodbye. More than 4,300 stores are closing in 2020 across the U.S. You know, that was in 2020.
Can this beanie hat protect my head?
We ain't even really got to the full basis of the articles I'm pulling out, but it's just like, it's crazy, you know. How much
Bankruptcies, liquidations, and store closing.
So, pull up this other article too that I got going on. What's up, King?
Hey, Shalom, Mark.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Just pulling up so it says, scientists warn humanity in denial of looming collapse of civilization as we know it. You know, it says an example of the rest of the scientific community in effort to wake up people, particularly policymakers worldwide. 17 scientists penned a comprehensive assessment of the current state of the planet and what the future could hold due to biodiversity loss, climate disruption, human consumption, and population growth. So this place is going down. It says scientists have to learn to be communicators. Slovakia. Let me go to the next article I had. It says, so let me skip to the bottom. L. Rich was straightforward about how extremely dangerous things are, and now, and the necessity of a World War II type mobilization to prevent predictions detailed in the paper. A nasty future of mass extinction, declining health, and a climate disruption upheavals, including looming massive migrations and resource conflicts. So you seeing, you know what I'm saying? You seeing this place go down. California was once looked at as, you know, the city where everybody, you know, wanted to go. You know, it was like that place to go. You know, everybody went there to see the movie stars, you know, the party and have a good time. But
in New York City.
In New York, but it's starting to come a time to where these cities that were once known as hotspots or melting pots for Babylon, they starting to run out. People are starting to escape. People are fleeing from the cities and trying to find houses within the outside the city. I don't even know what I was about to say.
It's been called the anti-California dream, the tech exodus, the Great Migration.
Between 2008 and 2019, 18,000 companies have left California for more tax and regulatory friendly states.
Dom, we're talking about Elon Musk moving from California to Texas.
Oracle saying they are changing their corporate headquarters from Redwood Shores, California to Austin, Texas.
And while it may be an overstatement to say California is hemorrhaging people, some of California's wealthiest residents, like Elon Musk, are leaving too.
California has to realize that eventually all of the anti-business laws and regulations they pass, we're going to catch up with them.
Erica Douglas was an early part of the exodus. She moved her SEO software company, Whoosh Traffic, and her employees to Austin 6 years ago.
I can remember writing one check to the state of California for 1 year, and it was like $24,000 for a year. And that was just income tax to the state. That was not federal tax.
The state's population and job growth have both slowed to a trickle. Census data shows more than 650,000 people left in 2019, after 7 years in a row where departures were on the rise. In fact, California has lost more people to other states than it's gained for much of the last 2 decades. And with the rise of remote work in 2020 adding extra flexibility, Over 135,000 more people left California than moved here, the third largest net migration loss ever recorded.
As we lose really successful businesses such as Oracle and Hewlett Packard, that changes how many high-paid jobs we're going to have. Changes really the whole nature of the state. It changes.
So it's going down, man. As you can see, these people, hey, they trying to hold on to it, but you can't hold on to something that's, you know, falling. This place is gone. You know, like literally. Worst economy. It says California consumers see worst economy in 8 years. 2020 was the worst year for economic growth since World War II. U.S. economy saw worst year in 2020 since 1946. British economy post-Brexit and pummeled by Mobit is worst in G7. 2020 was worst year for U.S. economy, local economists weighs in. Biden is inheriting one of the worst economies in recent history. These 5 numbers show how much he needs. Like, man, it's going down. Mexico's economy in 2020 suffers worst slump since 1930s. So not only is this lockdowns messing with the money, not only is this Mobit, people scared to be next to one another, messing up the money. You know what I'm saying? You got them saying that the economy hasn't been this bad since the 1930s, since the 1940s. And all this was going on during World War II, World War I. You know what I'm saying? How is it that we are supposed to be in the height of Esau's kingdom, yet they saying that his economy is at the worst it's ever, you know what I'm saying, it's ever been since the last war. That's heavy. You know what I'm saying? That's super heavy. You know, it says the U.S. economy shrank 3.5% in 2020 after growing 4% last quarter. Stock slide in worst week since October. Man, PM Modi government gets worst ratings on economy since it came to power. So you can't win or lose, you know what I'm saying, in this economy. So let's get to some more articles because it's just scary, you know, how close we is. Matter of fact, let me pull this article, this scripture out. This is 2nd Esdras 16. Let's start at 18. 2nd Esdras 16 and 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings. The beginning of famine and great death. The beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils come? You know, what shall you do when these evils come? Behold, famine, which is food shortages, plague, that Mobit-19, tribulation, being out here, you know, while these people breaking into people's houses, you know, being tried, you know, not being able to eat when you want to, not being able to do the things that you want to, you know, being put through tribulations and anguish, are sent as scourges for amendment. So all these things are happening now, you know, to sustain the Lord. It's here to bring things back to the righteous order. It's to get things back to what the way they're supposed to be. It says, behold, victuals, which is items, things that you buy, shall be so good cheap upon the earth. So the things that you see out here, the gas is cheap. You got food out here that's cheap. You know, everything feels like, oh, you know, everything feels great. You know, it's the scripture that says peace and safety. You know, these people are going to try to tell you that everything is fine. You know, the economy is fine. You know, you could go out and go buy all these things and everything will be fine. But it says, you know, behold, victuals shall be so cheap upon the earth that they shall think themselves to be in a good case. People are going to feel like everything is fine. People are going to feel like, oh, man, it's okay. You know, North Korea is trying to bomb us. You know, Russia's trying to start a war with us. You know, We're not worried. You know, Iran been talking about blowing us up for years. We're not worried. You know, it says that they should think themselves to be in a good case. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth. So you see the crash of the economy. You see the crash of the dollar. You see society falling. You see Esau Edom fighting against Esau. You know, you see nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. All these things, you see evils growing upon the earth. You see food shortages growing. You know, you see mass storms, tornadoes, earthquakes. All these are evils growing upon the earth. The sword, which is Esau Edom coming out here because he's going to try to do a mobilization for a mass vaccination, you know. So he's going to come out here with the sword too. And it says famine, which is the food shortages, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So you could feel like, okay, I saved up, I got all this money, you know, I saved up, I got all this water, I got all these drinks. But at the end of the day, you know, these people are going to perish of famine. And if they don't perish from hunger, they're going to perish from the sword. And it says, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. You're seeing the cities be cast down. In order for a city to be thrusted through, you need to throw out the money. You need to get rid of the money. You need to get rid of the food that's being transported in. You need to get rid of the governments. You need to get rid of the dollar. So what we're seeing now, we're seeing a great collapse of this society, you know, and the scriptures said wars, the beginning of wars, you know, and this is another video that I was going to do, but let's bring it out to show you, you know, all these things are happening all together. You know, it's one big thing that's happening all together.
An impressive show of force through the streets of Pyongyang, this parade unusually held at nighttime, adding to the sense of drama. No social distancing and no masks in sight, celebrating the country's continued claims to be free of coronavirus. Visibly moved, leader Kim Jong-un praised his country's efforts in keeping the virus out.
I'm really grateful that not a single person is infected. We managed to protect the people from this contagion.
North Korea has also been hit by devastating typhoons and summer rains, damage that Kim is reported to have taken personal charge in dealing with. And it's exacerbated the ongoing effects of sanctions and effectively being cut off from the outside world. Kim needed this show of strength.
In the context, he want to use this event to his audience as he want to show up. I'm still a strong leader.
It is necessary for the Kim Jong leadership to assure the agitated and anxious North Korean population that things will eventually be okay.
This parade showcased what are thought to be new missiles and transporters, with the star of the show what's claimed to be a newly developed intercontinental ballistic missile.
These missiles
A reminder that in spite of denuclearization of the US, North Korea has continued to expand its arsenal in recent years.
Hey, and they throwing them bugs back to back. It's another parade.
We're giving away our $79 bet.
Shalom, King, Shalom.
Hey, Shalom. Shalom to everybody on the comment board too.
공손만리 앞에 싸울리신 주께서 주국과 민족 공손만리 앞에 싸울리신 기병 상징 종대를 선두로 이번 열병식을 엄숙히 거행할 35개 도보 종대 우리까지 내뻗치는 조선의 힘이 발산하고 있습니다. 불과 5년이라는 짧은 기간에 5천년 민족의 수고를 이루어 이 땅에
This
영원히
was a week ago.
전쟁이란 말을 모르도록 국가 행력 완성과 로켓 강국의 역사적
Boy,
대업을
this is
완성.
very recent.
만고절세의 우리 국가와
These
인민의
people can't wait, man. Look at the parade. Look at this.
제병기 다전발 공격 무기 초대형.
And we brought
They're
out, you
looking
know,
bad
how
for Babylon.
they ready. This looks
They
like
know
an
Biden
enemy.
isn't gonna do anything.
Huh?
That's why they waited. That's why these people waited until after the elections.
Huh? And it ain't just them, you know. You got Russia. I mean, hold up, my bad. You got Russia. You know? Slovakia. Because Russia ain't playing either. Hey, they think it's a game, but it's getting heavy. Man, it's getting heavy. Hey, Russia ready. and this is January 31st, 2021. You know?
I switched from State Farm because of the
This was just today. Matter of fact, this today.
This was recent.
This today.
This today. Oh man, come on. You cannot make this up. This is every day. These people is planning on throwing those missiles over here.
Man, it's getting heavy.
China and Russian fires 3 missiles to sink to the U.S. carriers sailing in South China Sea. In August, China launched 2 ballistic missiles that, according to a Chinese military expert, hit a moving target ship in the South China Sea thousands of miles from their launch sites. If true, the test, which came a month after the U.S. deployed 2 carrier strike groups to the region.
Slovakia, but I just want to show, like, you know, our enemies are preparing for war. They're literally getting hit with the same famine. They're getting hit with the same pestilence. They're getting hit. They're losing money, stores, resources, you know, cash. But at the same time, they're putting all their money, all their strength, and all their power into their teeth, into their missiles.
Their focus is solely on those missiles. While we over here trying to force people to wear masks, trying to get people vaccinated, these people over here are spending everything they have left on those missiles and military weapons.
These people ready. You know, Babylon the Great, which is America, it has so much that it has to go against. Okay, you literally have them trying to push out this RFID chip. You have them trying to push out this vaccine. You know, you have them trying to set up their agenda. But at the same time, you have the other nations preparing to go to a war against them. You know, they have to try to put out this chip while also strengthening their military, while also keeping up their economy, while also keeping the people, the Babylonians, which is the Americans, they're trying to keep us silenced and keep us busy by keeping us at home, by keeping us on lockdown, while still trying to set up this new kingdom and new society while it's falling. You know,
because Esau knows that his time is close. No. So instead of trying to fight these people, he want a little bit more taste of that power. But this time he wants it on a higher level. Now he wants to control you by wearing these masks every day, get you vaccinated. You know, that's why they deploying these troops. Pentagon want to deploy these troops to these vaccination sites. They know their time is very close. So now they want their last bit of seconds of control and power.
And they can
gonna get it, Esau. So
you know, look at these nations. These nations are ready, Esau.
we have nothing in our defense system that can combat any of these things that these people have, these other nations have. You know? If we failed a simulation just to take down one missile, how are we going to ever defend ourselves against 10, 20, 30? Knowing these people, they might not send the little one first or the big ones first. They might just send them all at the same time. Look at that. And they might not say it, but these people have maybe hundreds and thousands of these. You gotta ask yourself, how is it that they could keep testing these things like they got more of them? You know? So don't be fooled because they doing all these tests, they running out of missiles. No. They probably have 1,000 of them just to test out.
You know? And that's heavy. That's heavy. What did it say? It say Zechariah 14:12. It says, "And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth." That's
meaning
heavy.
when those missiles get here, the fire is going to be so devastating that you're literally going to melt standing up. Your eyes is really going to melt and back into their holes. You know?
That's tough. Woo!
You're going to be consumed in so much fire, you're not going to be able to run anywhere.
Dang.
Especially not in these houses. A lot of these houses is wood based. You know where that come from? Trees. That's easy to set on fire. Once you set that on fire, they could burn for hours.
In 20, 30 minutes, the missiles could get over here.
That's fast.
That's tough.
That's fast. That's very fast.
Very fast. This Isaiah 14.
People will have 30 minutes. You think these people will have 30 minutes of them trying to fight these missiles? That's not going to be enough time. They're going to panic so fast. They're going to wait 15 minutes of those of that time they have just to figure out what's being shot over here.
And they probably ain't even going to tell you. Esau Edom probably wouldn't even let you know what's coming.
They'll probably just hop in their ships and stuff and just run.
This Isaiah 14:13, it says, "For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, and I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds, and I will be like the Most High." So Esau Edom, you feel like you try to put yourself over the Most High. You feel like you got the top society. You know what I'm saying? You try to make yourself seem like you God. You want to watch everybody through these computer screens and be omnipotent like the Most High. You want to hear everything people saying. You want to shit everybody and know what they doing and where they going. You're not the Most High. You're not God. It says, Isaiah 14:15, "Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee." The other nations is looking at you right now, Esau, like, and consider thee saying, "Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake the kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened the house of his prisoners? All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. But thou art cast out like thy grave, like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain. So thrust through with the sword, that go down to the stones of the pit as a carcass trodden under feet. You want to bring that out, King? Break that down.
Khan. So basically, what this scripture is saying, why those other nations is watching, how Babylon is falling right now. You know, with the economy crashing, us them putting their focus on vaccinating. They looking at us like, hey, these guys not even worried about us. They moving stupid. You know? And now they looking like, wait, these were supposed to be the people that's over us? They see we got thousands of missiles, but yet they only worried about vaccinating their own people? Oh yeah, but let's get it started. You know?
Especially with
this is not a game. They got all types of swords over there. You know, their knowledge of this nuclear warfare is beyond what Jake could comprehend. You know?
Jake ain't ready.
No, they're not.
Jake sleep. Hey, Jake, I was talking to one of my old homies yesterday, and he was trying to tell me, like, he was trying to convince me to take the vaccination and saying, you know, people is blowing it out of proportion, this and that. And I'm just looking at him like, my God, you have no idea. You have no idea what's coming.
God.
This is the Bloomberg. It says, economics. Growing number of UK firms faces bankruptcy as lockdown drags. A record of 35%. 35% of companies issued profit warnings last year.
And this was yesterday.
Mm-hmm. It say UK. My bad. It say UK businesses was cut 35%. Go ahead.
I don't know if you saw that, but the video that was on that page was 144.
Did it?
Yep.
How long y'all by Shimmy I was shot? Oh yeah, right here. That's heavy.
Why that thing kept popping up. They didn't want us to see that.
That's dope.
Hey,
all right,
it's like every time that number pops up, my focus just magnetized on it. Like I could be looking somewhere else, and then my head would turn. And hey, that's the spirit. Lord willing, we of those men.
This article from Houston, it says Toys R Us retrenches again, shutters its last 2 U.S. stores. So Toys R Us just opened. It literally was closed. They had closed all of them. They went bankruptcy last year, and they just opened 2 of them because I think people was raising money to open it. But now
good morning, guys.
again.
People are already in line, but I got a sneak peek inside the store, and I'm going to say it is so cool. I've been playing with this sand here this morning. I mean, I'm like giddy excited to be back here in Toys R Us. I saw Jeffrey. It is so cool in here. It's a lot different experience than the Toys R Us that you might be used to because you get a more.
She happy is opening. You know, she happy about the opening, but it's about to close. It's closing now. This is an article too. This says longtime clothing store closing in Cheshire. The owner of the popular store plans to retire soon after more than 40 years of business.
40 years. That's a long time.
A very long
some money on this side.
But
that's what happens when you put all your stock and trust into this economy. Now you can't even hold your store up. And there's a lot of these small businesses that got wiped out first. As soon as Corona started, you know?
A bunch.
Within a couple months. They couldn't even. Who would have ever thought these smaller companies who've been up for years couldn't survive the first 4 months of a pandemic? You know?
You want to read this one, King?
I say 10,000 stores are expected to close in 2021 as pandemic continues to pummel retailers. Look, 10,000 more stores. It's gonna come to a point where we only gonna have maybe 10 stores left. Look, Godiva, and these were stores that was all in malls, little splits.
Dang. It say after nearly 190 years, department store chain Belk will file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Man, 190 years, that's a legacy.
190 years, man. And all it took was this pandemic.
That's heavy. It says Godiva is closing and selling all of its stores in the United States. Tough.
And they was famous for chocolate. Everybody loved those people. You know, their business was booming. But now look, they gotta sell all these stores just to survive.
American Eagle.
Macy's, American Eagle. And the American Eagle at one point their business was up. Everybody was buying American Eagle.
It says American Eagle shares rise as retailer plots at least 200 store closures in malls, make an area $2 billion brand. So they trying to get that money. Dang. They trying to close 200 stores just to get some money back.
Which means a lot more unemployed. You gotta understand what comes with the store closing. It's gonna come with more unemployment, more checks. In a minute, they're gonna end up saying, "Oh well, it's too many people unemployed right now. We're giving out way too much money. We gotta cut something down." Or they're gonna try and get around something, but it's not gonna work.
Let me bring this article out real quick. This IBT, it says 9 retailers that are closing stores in January 2021. Let me pull this up a little more. 9 retailers that are closing stores in January 2021. The coronavirus pandemic continues to negatively impact the retail sector, with several companies announcing in January that they were closing stores as foot traffic waned and sales declined. The consumer shift to online shopping during stay-at-home orders only further compounded the financial pressure these retailers were under, making it necessary to shutter locations to stay afloat, or in some cases, file for bankruptcy protection. According to a report from Coresight Research, there could be up to 10,000 store closures in the U.S. this year. And that don't even sound like a lot, but that's heavy. You got Macy's, like the King just said. They closing 45 stores. Dang, 125 locations by 2023.
Lord willing, we don't even see 2023. Lord willing, this is the year.
Lord willing, this is the last year. Bed Bath and Beyond. 43.
These are all stores that had the biggest female consumers. Now look.
Family Video, 250 stores remaining. They all about to close. Love's Furniture, Stock and Field. I got a store. We got Stock and Field here, and that mug is already packing up. American Eagle, Godiva, Christopher and Banks. You know, it's crazy. You know, America, Babylon the Great is falling. Even if you don't look at the people that's coming to war against Babylon, you would still have to be literally sleep to just see that we literally, this world is done. It's no getting back. Like bankruptcy stores, because a lot of these stores is filing for bankruptcy. You know, they're trying to get out. Belk, Christopher, and Banks are closing all locations. They're liquidating. You know what liquidating means?
You go in there and basically get anything you want for free.
Anything for free. Hey, you basically going in there buying. They just trying to make some cash if they doing liquidations. More store closings in 2020. So like my bad, King.
These is companies that was once really making some money. Now they willing to give you anything just so that they could get that money back.
Yo, that's heavy, man. Like JCPenney's out of there, man.
Look, you know how powerful JCPenney's was at one point?
Conglomerate. Sears.
Kmart. Look, Kmart.
Kmart?
Rite Aid? Oh, man. That's gonna hurt a lot.
Jimmy, I was shot. Brock, I thought y'all was shot. Party City.
Party City. You know what? Party City was very big, especially on them holidays.
Neiman Marcus. Oh my gosh. Neiman Marcus is where you go if you a rich guy. If you got a little bit of cheddar. You want some Gucci, Louis Vuitton, that's Neiman Marcus. But look, they're going into bankruptcy. They're bankrupt. Tuesday morning. You can't make this stuff up, man. J. Jill, Macy's. Man, this place is done. Why do you think all these CEOs we brought out in the last one, all the CEOs that left, it was over 2,000 CEOs that was walking down, big companies. Victoria's is going out of business.
Victoria's Secret. You can see these are a lot of female consuming retailers.
And Eve is the biggest consumer.
Eve loves Victoria's Secret and Bed Bath and Body Works. It's crazy. This is crazy.
Man, they losing everything. Babylon is falling. America the Great is falling. There is no way. You know, even in the store, even in the malls, they got this entire store 40 to 60% off. They're trying to get out of there.
40 to 60%? Oh man. It's some stores that's giving out 70 to 80.
Salaki. This is from the Washington Post. It says 2020 was the worst year for economic growth since World War II. That's heavy.
Since World War II.
That's heavy. World War II, the last war. You saying that our economy is literally as bad as like the last war? Like, I'm talking about our money was as bad as it was when we was in World War II? Damn! No. Kalam Yao Bashim Yao Shah. This from the Wall Street Journal. And you can see, look at the Dow. Look at this. It's all in red. This economy is crumbling, man. Brakataya How was shy, man. Let's go.
U.S. House proud nation can't even last on his last 2 feet. They got to worry about this, and they got to worry about what these other nations finna bring. These
and
people
they got to worry about us. And they got to worry about us. You know, Capitol Riot people, the white supremacists, the Americans, the Babylonians. They losing their damn minds. It says, the U.S. household income and savings rose at end of last year. Americans' incomes climbed for first time in 3 months, but spending declined for the second straight month. Ugh. So it's getting so tough out here that the regular U.S. household, you got yourself and your family, or say you live with your mom, or you got your parents. Every household is holding on to their change. Every household is holding on to their money. They're scared to spend and go out and buy and be consumers because they're trying to save, because they don't know what the future for Babylon holds.
Con. Now, I was just looking at an article yesterday because everybody seemed like they wanted to invest in Bitcoin to try and get the quickest dollar they can. Now they saying even Bitcoin now is crashing.
Con.
Come on, guys. We gotta get it together. If you don't look for the Lord now, there's nothing we could really do for you.
Huh? We need the Lord. Without Yahweh Hashem Yahshai, we coming into a time where there will not be any food, water, heat. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be animals out here trying to come kill you. You're gonna have Esau Edom coming out here trying to
walking up and down the streets.
Huh?
Start separating families, throwing them in FEMA camps.
Your neighbor's gonna be trying to overthrow your household. They're gonna be trying to come to your house just to get something to eat, just to get something to drink. You see Americans losing their damn mind for a stimulus check. What you think they're gonna do for a meal?
We saw what happened when this pandemic first kicked off last year, how fast Jake cleaned them supermarkets out.
Huh?
How much more when everything goes down, there's no restocking anything.
Huh? Because the food trucks, they only carry about enough for three days?
Yeah, the corner stores. They only carry about maybe 3 days worth of supplies.
So
now a lot of these corner stores where I'm at, they ran by a lot of Spanish people.
Huh?
These people live on top of these stores. You think they're gonna open these doors for you? They're gonna close them gates. They're gonna lock their stores up and keep that food for themselves.
Huh?
And then that's gonna cause Jake to try and break into there. Look, a lot's about to happen, man.
Yeah, and that just brought me up to a script too. You trying to read this real quick, King, while I pull up that script?
It say job losses from virus 4 times as bad as 2009 financial crisis.
Heavy.
4 times as bad.
Woo!
4 times? That's ridiculous.
Let's go.
4 times as many jobs was lost last year due to the coronavirus pandemic. As during the worst part of global financial crisis in 2009, a UN report said Monday the International Labor Organization estimated that the restrictions on businesses and public life destroyed 8.8% of all work hours. Oh man,
heavy.
8.8% of all work. Oh man,
heavy.
And it say around the world last year, that is equivalent to 255 million full-time jobs.
Damn.
Oh man,
255
million. Oh.
Colossus.
Full-time job quadrupled the impact of the financial crisis over a decade ago. So just in 1 year, it 4 times as much than what happened 10 years ago.
Just one.
Oh man, 255 million full-time jobs. That's a lot. That's a lot.
It says,
what do you think gonna happen to these part-time workers?
They hurt. They're gonna be hit.
If this happening to full-time, how much more seasonal workers, temporary, and all part-time?
Mm.
You know?
This one, it says, this from ABC News. It says, Biden's plan to halt evictions does not address structural problems, and household advocates say it will be many months for assistance to make its way across the country to households who are behind on rent. You want to bring that out, King?
You see that? Now that he want to stop these landlords from evicting these people out, right? And that's not going to really solve anything. But these people need that money to pay off where they stand. So now you're going to cause conflict between tenants and landlords, which is going to cause them to go to court. And you know, that's very hard right now, being that we're in this pandemic, you know? So now you're going to have these people going crazy. They're going to come to you with these problems. Now, Esau, you already got 10 problems on your back. How much more can you take?
He can't. It's so many. It's so much
But
stuff going
you
against.
wanted, right, Esau? You wanted all this power. You wanted to be able to control everything. Oh, we're going to have them do this. We're going to have them do that. And now, look, it's coming back in full force to haunt you, and you don't even know what to do right now. And still in the back of your mind, while all this is happening, you like, man, North Korea, Iran, Russia, they're getting stronger by the day. These people is not taking breaks. Come on, man. I think I saw an article with, I think it was Taiwan. They it might have been China. They simulated attack on I believe like 4 U.S. ships.
You said they simulated an attack. You want me to put it up?
Con, they have that article out. I recently posted it on my Instagram page.
Con, you said what was it again, King?
I believe it was China. They did a simulation on 4 like U.S. ships.
Okay,
simulate. You just going to sign China's, yeah.
Woo-wee! Let's go! Look at that dial. Negative. Let's go.
And this is on different pages. Every page we going to has a dial on it. And you can see how much of... Oh, man.
It's going down in Babylon.
Listen, you have to be in full denial, or the Most High is just not dealing with you for you not to see what's going on right now.
It says, Chinese bombers simulated an attack on a U.S. Navy aircraft carrier in the South China Sea. That's heavy.
How many U.S. simulations? Look at all these simulations they're going through. How much more of them want to really test this thing out? It's going to come to a point where they're going to get bored of these simulations. Now they want to see what you could do against this. These people are not scared. There's no... You can see Kim Jong-un. His face, every time he's live somewhere, he has the biggest smile. He has no fear in his heart. He knows what you guys can't do and what he can do.
That's why this scripture holds so much weight. You trying to read that, King?
Esau, this second Esdras 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning that followeth. Because Esau, your time is basically up. Your time is up already. The Most High, he just waiting for everything to pop off so he could send Yahweh Shah down here. And Yahweh Shah, he ain't gonna waste no time. He getting right to work. He ain't gonna be no talking. Let's talk this out. You know, let's go have a drink. Let's go have some wine. You know, no, he getting right to work.
No peace pipes. Yo, this you trying to read this one, King?
This Ezekiel 7 and 19. They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in that day of the wrath of the Lord, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity.
Tough.
You know, so in that day, your silver, your gold, your money, your stock, all that's not gonna matter.
Huh.
When Yahweh shall come down here, there's not an amount of money you have that can I buy my way out of this?
Huh.
Can we work this out? Can I give you, Esau, he gonna try, hey, I got this amount.
Hey, just like
Esau he loved buying his way out of things, man.
Was it Cuba or I forgot one of them island nations? It was like they dollar had crashed and it was literally like money everywhere. Like the money was all over. I think it was Cuba. Cuba dollar crash.
Was that recent?
I think it was like last year. Because it was money in the streets.
Like people were they burning the money? Because I might have seen something like that.
This how it's gonna be.
God.
You know? It's
gonna cash right now don't even really mean anything.
God.
People don't really use cash anymore.
Man, when this COVID-19 rolled out, man, people was losing money. People was losing money. You know, that money don't matter. You know, this society is literally crashing. It was in Venezuela. That's what it was. It was Venezuela.
Venezuela?
Yeah, Venezuela. Dollar crash. Because they just had money. Like, it was just everywhere. Like, I forgot when this happened, but they money literally fell. And they literally had their cash just outside, like on the ground. Because that money don't mean nothing, you know? We're gonna be wiping our freaking butts with those one day.
God.
You don't know what type of lifestyle we about to be out there. So it's just funny, you know, that Esau trying to hold on to this kingdom. Let me pull up this too. This scripture, King. You can read it off.
This is 2nd Esdras 16 and 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord.
They're gonna be out here hunting, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna be hunting out for us believers, you know? Because when people see that you not crying and you not mad and you not upset that the dollar crashed, that the government has fallen, that Babylon the Great is fumbling and crashing, when people find out that they starving, they out there on them streets walking around, they don't have a home, and they look at you and you just happy, you sending up prayers, you thanking the Most High God, people are gonna be looking at you like, why the hell is he okay? Why ain't he sad? Why he ain't mad? You know what I'm saying? You gonna have Esau Edom out here hunting the men of the Lord. They're gonna be looking for it, you know? And not only just Esau, you're gonna have our people looking for us as well for answers. Because they're gonna be confused. They're not gonna know what's going on. Good. You got this one, King?
This Revelations 18 and 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and it's become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. You know, that's going into right now how everything is crashing. People still doing wickedly. People not repenting. They not trying to seek the Lord. You know, they still investing their stock into this place. When clearly we just looked at the stocks and it's in all red. So for you to invest in a lot of negative, like, what more is there, you know?
God. Man. This second Esdras 15 and 12, it says, Egypt shall mourn. Egypt is America, Babylon the Great. The house of bondage. So, like, my bad. What you say, King?
No, I said house of bondage. You got it out.
Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague, and the punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seeds shall fail through the blasting hail with a fearful consolation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. One people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand. For there shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. The course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and not be able. For because of the pride of the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and the men shall be afraid.
That's basically saying, you know, when these things, when you really start seeing these things out in the streets, you know, like the vaccination checkpoints, people with a lot more guns in their hands. That's what the swords are. Swords is what we call guns today. You know, there's gonna be a lot of those because Jake, you know, they love their swords. They love their guns. They put they full stock into that. And we here knowing that's Esau's spiritual power, but now Jake, he want their spiritual power. They don't want what's coming over on this side.
Because Jake is
carnal.
Jake is carnal as hell. Jake don't have no type of spiritual discernment, you know? Jake don't got the spirit. Jake is like, God, you know, you want me to put down my gun so I can get spiritual powers? Will you tell a 2/3 about spiritual power? Most of these camps don't even talk about spiritual power. The only camp that really talk about spiritual power is GMS. And you know, to the brothers, shalom to the brothers and the elders.
Shalom.
But at the end of the day, you know, we're the only one that want that spiritual power because we understand that we coming into a time where a gun is not going to help you. How can a gun get you food? You know, if there's no food out here.
What happens when you run out of bullets?
Right.
What happens if it jams on you? I know Jake not taking care of their gun. They not oiling it down every when they need to. They just got it sitting up on the shelf somewhere.
And Jake don't even know how to use the damn gun.
They don't really have that full knowledge like how Esau and Edom do. You see, their children is well aware. Their children out here training daily. You know,
it's
looking bad for you, Jake.
It really is. It really is, though. You can read this one off too, King. Or matter of fact, I'll read it down to you. You can break it off. Matter of fact, no, you can read it.
This Zechariah 14:2. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravished, and half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. That's basically Esau, Edom coming over, breaking into our houses, doing whatever they want to our women, throwing us in FEMA camps. You know,
it's gonna be a mass rollout. You know, Esau, Edom already telling you, you know, it's about to be a mass rollout. You know, Esau tried to tell you it's gonna be, you know, He's gonna come out here. He's gonna give everybody the vaccine, you know, and he tells you everything is gonna be okay after that. After you get the vaccine, everything is gonna be fine. You can go shopping, you go to the movies. But how is everything gonna be fine if people still getting the vaccine and they still popping up positive?
I seen 2 people on my pages that already took like 2 doses of that, of Moderna.
True.
One in the army, and another one, I don't know where he really from.
Through, King, that they through. You gonna read that one?
This second Esdras 6:22, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty.
Break that down, King.
That's basically going into all these places that Esau and Jake, they gonna end up trying to find some way to survive through all this, you know, and it's gonna be empty. They ain't gonna be able to you know, weasel their way out of famines or plagues.
It's like me and the King just said earlier. If the stores only have 3 days to a week of supplies, when all hell break loose, how in the hell are you know, it's gonna be mass loads of people running into stores, going there for food, supplies, and medical things. You know, what's gonna happen when the stores stop getting trucks of food, stop getting trucks of supplies? What's gonna happen when our people is breaking into stores, robbing them and pillaging them of everything that they have inside of them? What happens when the full storehouses are unsown? What happens when they're empty? How will people react? How will people be? You know? And it's going to tell you, this is a scripture that's going to let you know how it's going to be out here, because it's going to be tough. You're not going to be able to just be, oh, I got a gun. Everybody's going to have a gun. You're going to need the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to be able to survive the times we're coming into. You want to read this, King?
This second Esdras 16:46. For strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses and take their children's captives. For in captivity and famine shall they get children. You know, you're gonna have just people you probably never seen before, people that you probably do know that's in these times just trying to get by. They're gonna run up in your house, take everything you got. If you're not willing to give it up, you know, they're gonna take your children, they're gonna hold them hostage until you pay up. They might just take everything and leave you with nothing. You know?
That's heavy. And it ain't gonna be just, you know, it's not gonna be just our people. It's gonna be your neighbors. It's gonna be people that's just walking down the street. It's gonna be Esau Edom when he come with his troops. You know, it's gonna be the regular Esau Edoms that's just out here hunting. You're gonna see the KKK out here hunting Jake. You're gonna see the Proud Boys out here hunting Jake. You're gonna see police officers, army men,
ex-military.
You see in a movie, The Purge, they show you how these people are going to be. You know, Jake in The Purge, he wanted to party. We threw a big parties in The Purge. But what was Esau Edom doing? He was hunting Jake. He was mowing down Jake. You know, whole time Jake wants to party and have a good time, but at the end of the day, you got every single nation, every single country preparing for war right now.
That's powerful right now, because I be seeing a lot of people that's still partying and stuff, while Esau they stocking up on guns on top of guns, and you know, Jake is not ready for this, man.
Jake is asleep.
Yeah, Jake, they're not ready, man.
It's the last script I'm gonna bring out, King, unless you got one. Revelation 22:12, it says, "And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be." So it says, "I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have the right to the tree of life and may enter through the gates into the city."
God, if you're not out here doing the work, if you're not out here trying to keep the commandments at the best of your abilities, because I know living in this flesh is kind of hard, you know. But as long as you're trying to do it to your best of your abilities, you know, you fear the Most High, you know. You get that tree of life. You go into the cities, you get that first class trip. That's what we find for. We don't want to come back with you 2/3 on the second. No, we want to rule with Yahweh Shah for them 1,000 years, you know? Or when we get that spiritual power on top of that, we are of the elect, you know? If you holding all this knowledge, you're not out doing videos or at least on Instagram Live, Instagram trying to reach out to the lost sheep, then what are you really doing? Knowing is just half the battle. You have to literally apply it. You have to try and grab as many people as you can, you know? You can't just have all this
like
knowledge
that,
and then you just, well, I know what's going to happen. Let me just wait out and see. No, you got to do videos, you know? Try to edify as many people as you can. You might be able to grab a couple, you know? A lot of people, they might just hear and say, man. But that's how you get the blood off your hands, you know? You can lead the horse to the water, but you can't force him to drink it. You know?
This Revelation 21:1, and it says, "And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea." So you can break that down,
you know, because after this, the earth itself, the earth you see right now is not going to be the same once we enter the kingdom. You know, you're not going to have all these buildings, all these cars running on gas, destroying the atmosphere. You're not going to have Esau taking the oil. He's literally bleeding the earth out. Lord, there's no telling how many animals we really have left. You know, they're not going to really tell you that.
They definitely gonna tell you.
Our animals in the kingdom, they're gonna be able to live freely. They ain't gotta worry about us hunting them down. Sure, right. Your palace in your backyard might be a jungle in itself. No.
We got some.
We're gonna have fresh, clean water. We'll be able to see through our water, see what's down there. You know, hey man, we got a lot to look forward to, but we just gotta get through this hard part first. And Jake, you're not gonna wake up. Oh man, it's gonna get dark for you, Jake.
Hey, what it say in Acts? It's Acts 16:31. It say, "And they said, believe on the Lord, Yahweh, and eyes and the house for life." So if you believe on Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, you believe in those names, you follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, you trying your best to be righteous, you love the Lord, and you following the Lord with all your heart, your mind, and soul, the Lord, he will protect you and keep you safe. Not only you, but also those people in your house too. So
I fully invested into this. You know, I'm not looking to build anything here. I'm not investing in stocks. I don't even save money. There's nothing left here for us. You know, there's nothing here. What I'm gonna do? Invest in the economy, and then I look to go see where the money went, and then it's not there.
Right.
This is fake money. This has no true value to it anyway.
It can crumble any day.
God.
It's just paper.
It's literally paper. You know, they like to say that. I'm getting all this paper. That's literal. That's literal. That's exactly what you're getting. It's paper.
It ain't gold or silver. It's nothing. You got anything you want to say though, King, before we close out?
Yeah, man. I mean, you see it. 2020. Y'all thought 2020 was rough. It's January. January it ends tomorrow. Well, today is the last day of January, and look how powerful it seemed like. You could have summed up how 2020 was just by putting in this month. That's how powerful this month was. A lot was happening, whether you research it or not. A lot was happening every single day, 2-3 times a day, maybe. You know, so you don't want to turn back to the Most High. You know, then you're gonna have to suffer here.
And it's a lot to suffer because you got to get through the first. You got the mark of the beast. You got the famine. You know what I'm saying? You got the pestilence. You got World War III. You know, you got the Leviathan. You got people that's gonna be out here starving. They're gonna be like zombies. You know, you got the New World Order that's gonna be trying to mass vaccinate everybody and put in the RFID chips in you. You know, you got Tifa Wild Beast. You got a lot of things against you. You got the cold, the weather, you know. Literally, all odds are against you if you don't have your help by Shimmy Shot.
And there's no telling. These people might vaccinate and chip you at the same time.
Nah, that's what I've been thinking. Talk about nanotechnology.
Nah, man. You know? You got anything else, Art?
Nah, it's cool, King. I was going to let you close it out.
All right, well, you know, give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakash. Double honor to our apostles and elders, the GMS community. Shalom, you know, to the hopeful elect, the brothers that's pushing this truth and sincerity, you know. DTA Bob the Ball, you know.
Bob Ball. We almost got it here, Israel.
Khan. Till next time, you know, Shalom.
Khan.